Well, my name is Charlie Pennicott and I'm the Employment and Enterprise Broker for a pilot wraparound service which is breaking the cycle. And what I do is basically look at uniting young adults with adverse pasts with small, medium businesses who basically want to support and develop that adversity into something positive for the young person.
The name's Russell Green. I've been with Tsbc for the last, 3.5 months. My title is a local employment and enterprise worker. So I've been around the city developing project work, delivering face-to-face work, developing partnership work across the city with big and small companies and the city as itself. My day-to-day really is working within the youth offending teams south. So a lot of that will be about meeting those caseworkers, liaising with those persons across professional boundaries, just to develop referrals, building confidence in our services, and just generally just making sure that I'm a face that they can easily identify as a Tsbc member. I try and use little simple steps just to build up relationships, look at who their role models are, try and find out who they kind of go for advice and guidance, and then work around that system really. But I find it effective, and as I say, I think most people kind of look to value what kind of approach the workers come in with. They want something human and a human face to have that relationship with. I just wanted to give you that information because you wanted to know about the E = MC², about starting your own business. Yeah. So what was your business idea?
I've got a few business ideas.
Right.
I'm a music, I produce, I'm an artist as well.
Okay.
Clothing label will start soon, hopefully launch from now, then I'll be ready for summer.
What's that called?
Or Soulfly clothing. So come kids Soulfly. So I'm taking the Soulfly part.
Yeah.
The Soulfly clothing, and so all genres, all sex, and men, kids.
Yeah. So you're thinking about doing it from all ages, from 0 to...
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. One of the key referrals that I've had from the yachts, a young lady that is 17, notorious throughout Birmingham, and the yachts have been working with her for about 3 years, and they assigned me. That was my first referral. From that, working with her, because she's very sophisticated, very able to communicate, but like many young people, I'm not picking up something unless I want to, you know, and that's the kind of challenge it was, to make her understand that, look, I ain't coming with a big stick, you're going to be breached, you're going to have to go back to court. I was trying to be human. Over the last month with her now, I've had her attend 3 sessions with Prince's Trust. The Prince's Trust have now taken her on for the 12-week programme. This is her first educational experience since she was 15, kicked out of school. I believe the programme will support her in challenging the perception that she has with police around her family and her environment. It'll be about support and guiding her now, and just making sure that I'm a reference point for her to liaise or advocate for her behalf with the police officers.
As an employment and enterprise broker, my work varies from week to week as it does from day to day. I'd like to say that my work is very structured, but it does not go anything like that at all. It's very flexible. For instance, one day this week, I've had a young adult who's phoned me up, basically petrified. They've got an interview in the morning, so I've had to go down and do some emergency role play in regards to interviewing with them. Then I've had to tail-foot it over to a meeting with an employer where I've had to basically do a risk assessment on the employee's premises to make sure that it's fit for work placement purposes. Then had to go to another meeting with an organisation who basically, they had a lot of incentives and benefits that were very beneficial to the young person who did do work placement. I work with quite a diverse and broad amount of agencies, organisations in regards to multi-agency services. A lot of the young adults that I work with do come from diverse backgrounds, and they feel pigeonholed. They feel that at the end of the day society's given up on them. With multi-agencies and the services that we provide, we can broaden that and we can make them feel that at the end of the day, society does care, and they need to care for themselves as well, because, they can tap into all these different things and that the door's not shut for them. My most rewarding case at the moment, I would say to date, is Luke. When I first met Luke, he was very very negative, lots of negative thoughts about himself and society, and that was from really and truly his offending background that he had had. When I met him, he basically was quite amazed that someone and an organisation was ready to sort of like support him and give him that second chance. We did a lot of work together, sort of like building up his confidence, a lot of interviewing skills, and therefore then went for an interview this morning, which I set up for him last week. So I'm hoping that at the end of the day, him and the employer do marry up together, and that he does get some kind of work placement. But if he doesn't, at the end of the day, it's still a win-win, because it's his first interview in 3 years.
Working with the multi-agencies, especially in the yachts, when I couldn't put all of them on my hand, the amount of different partnerships that are there really. But it's also just keeping aware of the new current ones developing, because a lot of the older ones are there for the alcohol, drugs, housing issues, but there's a lot of new developing areas around youth issues in Birmingham. I've got probation officers referring young people with high risk areas of criminality. So it's again, most of them trust me to know my awareness around the legislation that these young persons on, but it's also me being humbled enough to make sure that my professional background listens to theirs. What we would like to do from TSB is any of your first, second or third through the regional talent heaps that you're doing, we'd like to offer the opportunity that Tsbc would give them the opportunity to enrol on the project.
That prize will be absolutely awesome, because START is all about developing young leaders, and teaching them or guiding them that no matter what gifting you have, if you harness it, cultivate it, you can turn it into something great.